So I need to inform you before we start that tonight I will be completely alone. I'm sorry, misfortune is not here with us, and the scene is all mine. So we all say hello to Sally that I think she's following us from behind the curtain. She just cannot join us tonight on this broadcast, on this beautiful broadcast, and we say hello to Brian that is on a flight at this moment. So tonight the scene is all mine, and I'm particularly happy because I'm going to spend some time with a dear friend of mine, an old friend of mine. And we had the chance to share some very quality time, music wise, 1 year ago in Spain. And we are going to tell you the whole story. But before we start, guys, 5 minutes ago we were behind the screen, there was me, there was the guest of tonight, and Evo. And just felt like three old friends speaking in a bar, drinking booze and saying, "Oh my God, what happened to the world?" Yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm pretty sick of the situation. And if you are sick of the situation, half as I am, please share this video and bring your friends on the screen. But let's give up on the suddenness and let's introduce the guy that is going to spend time with me tonight. He's an amazing guy. First of all, he is from the far east. No, no, I'm joking. He's from the east of Europe, directly from Ukraine. He's the CEO of a beautiful platform that is called Louder.me, with the purpose of finding and exposing great music around the world. He's a great singer in two beautiful Ukrainian acts called Nietzsche and Septa. And I have the privilege to bring on the screen once again Mr. President EUGENE TYMCHYK.
Yeah, I have. You're too nice.
No, 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 no.
Saying all the things. Yeah, too nice.
We have to speak the truth. We are the last resistance, speaking the truth in this
Yeah,
world. So, my man,
yeah,
how you
you and
doing?
me both. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm after I was having a rehearsal with SAPTA. We are preparing for small and very humble tour of 3 cities of small venues. Hopefully, everyone will be safe and healthy. We're all aiming to like decrease the number of cases here in Ukraine. So we postponed this tour like 3 times already. Um, we just want it to happen and to see like how it goes, where we at now, and what's happening with the like music industry, with the concert industry, and will we ever be back, and where we stand.
Yeah. Well, I tried before when the intro music was playing. I was trying to sort all of the topics we could speak of tonight, and I think we could be here for like 3 4 hours if we went really in depth in all the things we could say. But first of all, we should explain to the audience, since this is another broadcast different from the ones we used to make. We used to be
Music
together.
never stops. Yeah.
Yeah, with music never stops. You should explain to the audience how and a Ukrainian and an Italian guy are so close friends like this. You should explain that because people are curious.
Yeah, I think it was destiny, my man. It
Yeah,
was
probably.
just we were destined to meet. Yeah, it was 2018, right?
Yes.
I think it's 2018. Yes, it was the year of like no worries. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
man.
the last year of no worries for us.
Yes.
Yeah, I have like me and my team are developing the streaming platform. It's called Louder.me, and it's mostly aimed on independent, aspiring new artists, like without labels, without the big money, and so on. And the main feature of this app is the what we call tournaments, when two artists are competing one another, like in a battle, and the listeners are choosing the best song out of the pair, and then decide who's the winner of the whole tournament, and the tournament gets some sort of prizes. And it was always like virtually
Mhm.
conducted, and in 2018 spring, we decided that we need to move it, like push it a bit further, and to have like a formal movement for this, and to have offline festival, offline battle, offline tournament of sort of things. And we decided to have like qualifying rounds in Europe, because we've chosen that not many artists will go to Ukraine to compete, even for a big prize. Ukraine, hospitable as it is, it's not very like logistic friendly. To get here, you have to pay a lot of money, so not many low costs, and bad roads. So to get by car, you have to change all your tires and suppression, and to get by train, or you have to like have three different like changing changes of train, and by plane all your instruments get broken in the baggage. So
That's not easy.
yeah, so we've chosen like the warmest and easiest to range country, Spain. We chose in Madrid because like of all the young people attending the. Oh, we chose in Valencia. Sorry,
Valencia,
chose
right?
in Valencia. Yeah, Valencia,
I
because
remember it differently.
yeah, we've been in Madrid, but like separately and different occasions. Yeah, but we chose Valencia because of the college of the Berkeley, and so the students that attend Berkeley, they are all into music. They're all into live concerts. So we decided to arrange the live festival to have three bands qualified from like all over the place. You guys were all from Italy. The Epifroids were from Netherlands,
No,
and
they were from Valencia. Happy Fridays
I
were
mean, part of them were from Valencia, and part of them were from
Sweden.
some Sweden. Yeah, yes, Sweden. And the Chris Blackberger, the punk rock guy, he was from Germany, and
Okay.
yeah, a couple of his musicians were from, I think, from Italy as well. But mostly he's based in Germany. So we had like three big acts that proven themselves worthy in the tournaments, competing in offline mode, and we had like a combination of voting in online and offline, and yeah, you guys just dominated both of them. Yeah, I think in the venue you had like hundreds plus votes, and in the online you had like 5,000 plus votes. So
200 stuff.
yeah, yeah, it was like a lot,
Yes.
and it was like all. It was validation of your like of your talents, because we were just blown away by your live performance, and I'm not like throwing away this lightly and just trying to flatter you. It was a great performance, and
I
I
don't really
remember.
remember much about that performance, to be honest. I have a suspect that cheering after the performance that night made me forget stuff.
Yeah, a lot of boosts were like leaking from all the places, but I think when we saw your photo, the one when you're standing with the car, or with the van, and we were like, this guy's like the real deal, because you look so brutal, and you're so like nice and fun, like outside of this picture. So
Thank you.
and when he came, you already, I think, in this like military robes, and again, we just was, yeah, these are the winners, and not even like hearing how you perform, and then you sound checked, and yeah, everyone knew, and it was to no surprise, like to us, because we already knew that you're gonna win. And again, it's not like it was some easy peasy road for you, because both bands, I mean Chris Burger and Happy Freuds, are pretty
They
solid
were
contenders,
very
and
talented. I still
yeah,
remember Happy Freud performance. They were great. Jesus Christ.
yeah, Happy Freud, so like technical stuff, and they're really talented, and and like Chris is very like energized, and
Yes.
so young, and like poppy punky. So yeah, it was a fun night, and really three of you are kind of overshadowed the performance of the headliners. That by April from, I think they're from Germany too, because I didn't care much for them after like we had three great performances, and it was like a celebration of mm, like brotherly
Yes.
competition, because we all, it was all good. We all hang out on backstage. It was
And we really did. We really did. I still
yeah,
remember that night. It was a, there was a beautiful, beautiful air to breathe. There was people from all over the world. I remember finding myself speaking English with someone, translating to Portuguese to another fella just on the right, and then speaking Italian. There being a combination of all the stuff, and then going out and drinking all together. It was great. Yes, I must admit it was
yeah,
great. It was possible thanks to music, because this is what music do. It just makes people come together. This
yeah.
is
It's great.
what we really believe in. And see,
It's
Eugene, Louder was a, and still is, a beautiful project that helped at least my bands in a very relevant way. But we don't have to forget that you play in two beautiful metal acts in Ukraine, and they are beautiful and important. So why don't you explain what the Nietzsche and Septa are to our Italian fellas?
yeah. I think they're both like similar in fashion, that we are from Odessa. We have a lot of like intersection in terms of members that we have in bands. Not only me playing in all these bands, but we have same bass player, and not for a while we decided to go with the same drummer. So basically, there's like a lot of incestuous stuff going on here. But Septa is more like I think progressive metal, and more like maybe some complex stuff in terms of songwriting and song structures, for the fans of Tool, of Deftones, of some other like proggy stuff. And
Mhm.
but again, we are playing for so long. We were 10 years in 2000. I think this year we're 10 years. Yeah, celebrating like this anniversary, and we already established some kind of sound that is hard to define, but when you hear it, yeah, you know it. So yeah, check out Septa. We had a great album released in 2019. We had a lot of plans for like promoting it, and then something happened, like virus of unknown origin. Is it safe to say right now for your like podcast to not
Can
get
we
banned?
can we just name tonight this virus as the biggest son of a bitch that ever walked
Yeah,
on the planet Earth?
yeah. In our
That
timeline,
is
definitely. Yeah,
definitely.
and the niche is more like a punky stuff, more like upbeats and heavy music. So some call it like metalcore or mathcore, and I think it's more for the fans of American hardcore music, like Converge, like. the Chariot, and maybe Every Time I Die. We have like a more shorter but more uh, maybe easier to approach songs. So yeah, and the idea of the project was to have poetry, like famous poems by different poets from uh, Great Britain, from US, from eventually from Ukraine, and from from Russia, to have to use these poems as the lyrics. And we had 3 EPs released with this concept, and now we're trying to figure out how to move from, like, not to pigeonhole us in this idea of having not our words in the music, because I think we're ready to be heard and to speak like from like from inside, and to have our words in the music. So we'll see how it goes. We have some thing not announced, but will be released this year. I'm really trying to be safe here, because again, there's no point of releasing a lot of music when you can tour and can't promote your music offline. And so with SEPTA, we had a lot of plans, like expanding our fan base outside Ukraine, and because we have a lot of listeners, like in Germany, in France, and in Poland, and
In
eventually
Italy,
we will
you can connect.
In Italy, of course, yeah. Eventually we wanted to connect with them offline and to go to perform live, but yeah, here we are.
I have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
This episode of Epic Faces.
Right.
Now, I don't want to speak about the quality of the songwriting because that would be just stupid on my side because everybody
Stop it,
can
stop
see
it.
can see that they can hear that. But I have a question. I don't know if my eyes fail me, but where are you in this video?
Yeah, I'm the guy with the beard. Yeah, I'm just trying different look every cycle we get with the every album because yeah, it's kind of boring to look the same. You can try a
Jesus,
mustache as well.
that was really you.
Yeah,
No, no way.
yeah,
But
no way, Jose.
I don't want to say I don't want to spoil the next video we have, but it's always sports. Is that a Ukrainian thing?
Yeah, yeah. We all the I see where you're getting, and we were thinking about the basketball music video for a long time, and when we shot it, when we edited it, and then I just got like the this idea that instead we have American football and within each we have basketball, something like the same two sides of the same coin. So yeah, it's a strange parallel here. It wasn't like intentional. So maybe we just like sports. Maybe we are just like
Why? I
big,
mean, sports are they are
strong
not.
guys.
It's okay. It's not just liking I don't know strange stuff. Sports are
Yeah,
beautiful.
this is like our fetish. Yeah.
So we have said stuff about the COVID shit. We have said beautiful stuff about louder.me. Now, when are you guys coming to play here in Italy?
I really don't think I should tell and plan for this because every time we had some plans of coming like even not like touring or maybe having an event or something just to like visit Italy or some other European country, it's all just was wasted and we were planning to go to Spain, to Madrid in 2020, and for the event, that's the one that you've won. Uh, we were planning to have it to have it like recurring. We were planning to have it every year, and 2019, I think. We've decided to move it to 2020 and yeah I think yeah 19 was moved or maybe we came to friends to conference I can recall it now but we were planning to have like bigger events to have more bands to have different stages to have like stages in different genres competing and yeah we have a saying here that when you plan God loves I think every language has something like that. So if you want to tell your plans, get ready for hearing the God's laughing up there.
Yeah, no, no, I get you. I get you. You know,
Yeah,
I just need to get back to the normality and see friends in music and start playing again. You know, getting back to the COVID stuff, just for a second. I think that my audience here and my friends, my musicians watching this broadcast are really curious about two things. Actually, thing number one: how's the music scene where you live? I mean, among Ukraine, among the cities of Ukraine, among the bands of Ukraine, is there real brotherhood, real support? You know, bad stuff. And second stuff, I just forgot. You reply to this, and I try to
oh
remember
yeah,
what I said.
you'll get there. Yeah, I remember like making a meme something or a joke at the start of COVID that like local bands have uh, like 30 guys in attendance before COVID and having 30 guys in attendance during the COVID. So like local bands didn't get like the difference, and like weren't affected by the pandemic and all. But it's partly like truth, and like smaller venues are still trying to work, and only close out with the like the strictest of lockdown that whether we had, we call it like a red zone when nothing is working, no restaurants, no clubs, and so on. And we have a curfew, like everything is closed down in 10 o'clock, I guess, or 11. So, and we planned for like a post-COVID, post-pandemic tour for the spring when it's like everything was looking for the better. And then like a lot of guys from our band, a lot of guys from our bands, from our friends and our family starting to get COVID, like all of them. And and that time like it became so real and so like close to you, and you just can't ignore it. And every venue closed out, and we moved this tour like for a month, and then we moved it for another month, and now we are planning for s- small gigs in June. Let's see how it goes, but I think that every country and every place in the world having it bad for like for the industry, for the concert industry, for the music industry. And we just have to like live through it and see how it goes, because no one can predict the how it will affect and the damage that will be done to this. Because like a lot of guys who not like the musicians, I think bands will come back after the pandemic. You just can just stop making music. I mean, this is like art. You can just okay, I'm done with this. But the guys who were working in the industry, like the sound guys, the management guys, the logistic guys, the venue operators, and so on, I think they will just find another jobs, and they will just get on with it, and won't come back to like the risky industry that's music industry right now. And this is like the worst news for us, because we will be the shows that we'll be getting will have like the worst and lights and sounds and some of the management stuff. And for me, like the music industry, for like the local artists as we are, um, were getting better and better before the COVID. And 2018 and 18 were like the best years for us. We're having a lot of great shows. We had a lot of sales, a lot of streams, a lot of royalties, and everything was like turning for the better. And I was thinking, yeah, we're having like some big comeback is coming like for the rock music, for the live music. But like one step forward, three steps back, and we'll see. Maybe we will have like some crazy velocity once we're back on track with the touring. Who knows? But I hope just that it will eventually be like forgotten, all this like problems with the pandemic and the virus, and we will have like herd immunity. Some of the guys will be vaccinated, some of the guys will have a natural immunity, and this will be like a season flu for us, and everything will be back to normal. And but yeah, this is like optimistic side of me, and I have like a realistic side of me that says to me that it won't be that easy to like, it's not like you can just snap a fingers and everything is back. It's a long process and a difficult one, but we just have to stay here. Yeah, no
You
way
know,
around it.
we just, I guess we have to go with the flow. We cannot do, we're not
Yeah.
supposed to do anything about that. But I am very curious about something that has happened. I think 2 days ago, and I guess you guys have heard about the Eurovision contest. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know. Okay.
yeah, sure.
So it happened that an
Yeah,
Italian icon.
congrats. Yeah,
I didn't win anything.
I
Don't
can
compare
completely
me.
forgot.
It wasn't me this time. No, but look, there's this dispute, this situation that really makes me laugh. Okay, and I will tell you after that because I'm laughing so bad at that. But this band called Maneskin, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that correct, but let's say
Hmm.
it's Maneskin. They won, and it's beautiful. You know, we should be very proud. There is an Italian rockish band that won the competition, and no, it's not happening. I mean, I mean, there are local bands, I guess, local musicians, I don't know, saying that they ain't rock enough. They're just a visual band. They're just a product of music industry. You know, they're just complaining because this band, in their view, is not heavy, it's not rock enough. I
Yeah,
really
it's not
don't get.
not true. Not true. Yeah,
I don't get the point.
not.
So yesterday, I just decided to inform myself about what happened, and I went through their discography on the YouTube, and there was plenty of comments from people around the world giving huge rivers of attention to an Italian band, and it didn't happen in what, 30 years probably? I'm speaking about bands, not single singers like the famous we have, like the Tiziano Ferro, Laura Pausini, it's popish stuff that nobody cares about.
Hmm.
Now, just imagine that one band from Ukraine, let's say not the rockish one, but a good crossover between pop and rock, goes and win the fucking competition. Do you, how do you consider the situation? How would you place yourself among the crowd of the opinions? What would you do if the winners were Ukrainian?
Yeah, I think Ukraine already like won two times. It was both times it were like female singers and like pop singers with some of the ethnic stuff happening there. We had some rock bands represent Ukraine in Eurovision contest. One of these rock bands, I think they were in last place, or maybe second from last. And they were like rock band, like a true rock band. I think with the Måneskin, what is happening? Some of the people thinking that they're like there's a term for this industry plant. They're just like a pop project, just with the aesthetic of rock band to please some of the like base audience for this. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I think you have to be like in the context of this, to live in Italy. The one red flag that I like noticed that they've been to a lot of competitions. They've been to a lot of like TV shows, like
They did.
yeah, like X Factor, like Voice. So
Yes.
I think
But they were
they're
busking. 10 years ago, they were busking on the streets.
yeah. So I don't have like a strong opinion on the band. I've enjoyed their performance. They will, I think there were like uh, top three performances on the Eurovision, in my opinion, and it was like uh, they were like these braggy hooligans. They were like this. Just nasty guys there, and I think it was for real. It wasn't like an act. They were like Motley Crue, but maybe with a bit of Arctic Monkeys to them. So I think it's a nice performance, and maybe a band with the bright future before them. But I get the idea for the Italian musicians, or maybe for like fans of heavy music, to be a bit like disdained, because the band that won is not really a rock band. They have rock aesthetics, they have like rockish looks, but it's more of a pop project, maybe, and they're basically their mainstream project,
Yeah,
and that's okay. That's okay. They are like one of the better ones in mainstream. So
but Eugene, you know for sure the music industry better than I do. Okay, what I'm really hoping for this whole stuff to turn out is, these guys are getting a lot of attention. They're showing to young fellow that you can play music with a bass, with a guitar, with a drum, which is something that probably the youngest among the audience, maybe they don't really understand, don't really know, because it's a load of electronic, it's a load of trap, it's a load of rap stuff in the last 20 years, let's say 15. Okay, so what I
mhm.
really hope for this is like having people going into this project process of seeing these guys and being told, see, this is a rock band. And they just eat this and say, okay, Maneskin is a rock band. So they start follow the guys. They start getting hungry about their music. And when the discography is over, maybe part of these guys will say, okay, this was a rock band. Are there other rock bands in Italy? Are there other rock bands in Europe? How do this whole thing work? And then, they could step into Guns N' Roses, for example. They could step into, I don't know, Chris Blackburger. I'm
Yeah,
just saying. I'm just
or
saying.
maybe El Rojo.
But maybe, who knows? But what I'm trying to say here is, can a pop project dressed as a rock band bring attention to the core? Let's call it like
Yeah,
the core of rock and roll scene in Europe now.
yeah, sure. You have a great point here, and I think this is like should be considered like a positive moment here, and it will get like the attention for the scene in Italy, and the rock scene like in general, and maybe attract new like followers, maybe new musicians, and just the kids who are like thinking about what to do with their spare time. Maybe they can become rock bands, and it doesn't matter if Måneskin is a industry plant, or if they're like some producers behind them or something like that. So yeah, it's a good sign, and maybe it's a sign that there's some shift is happening right now, because uh, as I noticed in the like in the music industry research, is that there's like a general request from the audience to have something real, to have more like realness, and to have like authentic sound, authentic look, to have because everything is fake. Everything is fake. Everything was fake for like 10 years. We have social media that is fake. We have artists that are fake. And right now, if the Monoskin is real as it gets for the like the audience, for the million of peoples, this is good. And because out of like all the contesters there, I think there were like the real ones. Maybe the Finland band was doing their stuff, and I think they were like sincere in it. But Måneskin is good, and I don't think they will like ignite some sort of a wave of rock bands, because as you can recall, in 2000, I think 6 or 7, the Finland metal band in these scary costumes called Lordi won Eurovision, and I can see a lot of metal bands like that right now. So maybe just like
Being
a
like
single,
Lordy, it costs a lot, in my opinion, in terms
yeah,
of
yeah,
money and time. But they're cool. They're cool.
yeah. To be something like Måneskin is way easier. So
Yes,
maybe it will attract new bands here.
I really hope that
Yeah,
more,
you should be proud.
more
You should be
knowledge,
proud.
man.
It was great.
Eugene. I think that the real problem is the lack of audience. Today, a good 80% of rock and metal listeners are players. So we
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to fucking get some listeners. Come on. If they can bring listeners over, even if it's 5 years, 4 years, 10 years, it's okay. Why are you fucking complaining? This is my point of view.
yeah. I think it just maybe some of the like process of making alternative metal rock music more popular, like in the 90s, MTV era, it made like this process of everyone wanted to be in a band. When you were like a kid, you've seen your favorite bands and you wanted to be a band in a band. You didn't want to be like Christina Aguilera because you can be Christina Aguilera, but you can be in a band. And there's some sense of like brotherhood or friendship of because most of my friends are musicians, and I'm happy that my life turned that way, that I can like I got to meet them like on backstages and on gigs and so on. So it's a great thing. Yeah, and
It is.
you're right that a lot of our listeners are musicians themselves, because again maybe this sense of that you can be in a band yourself, that you can be a musician, an artist, were that like poisonous in 90s, that everyone like get infected by it and decided that we can be in bands, we can form bands and make music, and it's that easy. And I can see a lot of like youngsters that are making rap music right now. I think they're like reliving the same things that we were like in early 2000s. So
Yeah. Before going on with the next surprise, I want to say hey to Fabio Dekovic from Dumber Side that is following the whole broadcast. They are good. They're good, and I think they could get along with Septa and the Nietzsche. It's a great
yeah,
Italian band.
I Fabio.
I will send you the link afterwards because I think
Yeah,
they deserve more attention. And probably you guys could get musically along a lot. They're very talented. But
yeah, I'm
now,
happy to.
but now, next in line, Evo, do that.
Jaka любов минула ціла вічність, як я любив і марив день за днем, що все пливе, і пам'ять про мене розлуку ледь дотитли, і кому вчину. А знову йду в ту келію між віт, журливої берези ждати буду, якісь незвідані чуття приблудні, де цнота обертається на стець. А там різнику буде не образ, а буде там радості німи. Всі тебе за руку щедро і журна. Друга жінку в матір, веде тебе за руку щедро і журна. Друга жінку в матір, веде тебе за руку щедро і журна. Друга жінку в матір, веде тебе за руку щедро і журна.
I'm not saying anything. It speaks for itself. It really speaks. The production was massive. Jesus.
Yeah, we shot it like with in one try. In one try, it's one single shot. It's I mean the section with the whiteboard. So yeah, yeah, I'm really proud of this video.
This
It's
video is beautiful.
we thank you. We were like coming with the idea of it like for a year and how to make it and how to make it not to be that like comic that as our music videos frequently are. We were thinking to make it to be more dramatic and because the lyrics for this song is a poem by Ukrainian poet Vasily Stus, and Vasily Stus was prosecuted by the Soviet regime and was sent to prison, and he eventually died in prison. So yeah, thank you for the like
Evo
context for this.
always on point.
Yeah, and from like for us, it's not like a funny matter or something to joke about. So we were aiming to have a more like serious approach to this music video, and yeah, it's a great thing. Thank you for choosing this video. We have a lot of them, so this is a good pick.
The video was great, and it was Makarov the man behind the sound here.
No, Makarov wasn't the man behind the sound. I think he helped us with some of the live, the one with the like Queen stuff when we play Queen covers. He helped us record overdubs for the guitars there. Yeah, Makarov is mostly making like rap music and beats are like
Makarov.
right now.
I will see you in a year or so, Makarov. I have you
Yeah.
under my scope. No, it's great. It's great, man. We are almost at the end of this broadcast. That was beautiful, and I don't know. Usually here is the moment when I ping pong question and answer with my guests, but it's funnier if I have like two, three friends from a band, so I can ask them who's the heaviest drinker, who gets the more pussy, who's the stinkiest among the group. But no, actually, I'm trying to figure a smart question to ask to you before we part ways. And when are you guys putting up another festival? Because I want to be in the crowd. I always
Yeah.
thought this is not the question, man. I know. Um, I don't know. Look, there's a suggestion. There's something that you want to suggest to the Italian bands, to the bands from Europe, to do to develop in this period until everything hopefully comes back to normality.
Yeah, I think like the hysterics of like nowadays could like go easier on this and don't panic a lot and maybe just to chill with like this whole pandemic like reaction and eventually it will go back to normal, maybe not like the old normal but the new normal. It's okay, but remember why you're doing this. Like you're doing this for the music, you're doing this for to create art, to be inspired by something, to have other people be inspired by your art, and it's like a beautiful things by its own. You don't need to have like a validation of live concert for this. Live performance, performing is a great thing. I love performing live and I love concerts, but like this is just one aspect of music, and it's bad that it's not like the same and it's not with us right now. But we'll get around it. We'll get it to work eventually. And while you wait for this, while you're chill and you're not like panicking, you can work on your craft, work on your skills, work on your like connections, talk with each other in a band to have like a more understanding of what you're doing and how you will proceed when to plan like for some for touring and maybe to have some other form of communication with your friends and if you have fans and remember we are all like we all in this together. There's no way around it. It's not like you can just like evacuate to a different planet with different people. We'll be there once it's over, and we'll have
Okay.
all the same bands, all the same venues, and all the same fans. So just stay safe.
I don't
Like
know if he has a problem or either I have problem. Evo, give me answers.
yeah, I think everything is back to normal.
Oh, okay. Eugene, is it
Uh,
your
the
connection or
work
my connection?
cancel, cancel for sure.
Blame it on the COVID. Let's go on.
Yeah, it was freezed.
Okay, okay, it was me. It was me. Cool. I'm sorry. So where were we?
I think I was saying that everyone should just stay safe, stay
Okay.
calm, and create music. You will get like to live performance and maybe it's like to big arenas eventually if you're like talented enough and you have some sort of a message behind your music. So maybe work on it more.
And in the meanwhile, do three things. One, get in, subscribe your band to louder.me and compete on their tournament. Number two, buy stuff from Septa. And number three, buy stuff from the niche because one day they will be worth millions like bitcoins. This is how it works.
Yeah, I
Man, we're
think you're right
finished.
here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It should be, it could be deserved in my opinion. But anyway, it was the time flies, and it was another beautiful night here on Metal Detector Pairing International, and we're finished. I thank you so much, Eugene, for being here with me. One day you will meet Sally, hopefully. I know she's watching this. She will, she just lost a great night, in my opinion. And thanks to Evo behind the curtain, he's completely voiceless.
Eva,
And
get your voice back, man. Your
yes,
beautiful
please, thank
voice should be
you.
back.
Yes. And I will see you soon, I hope. And I will see my friends from Metal Detector on the 8th of June with the last broadcast of the year. And with this, we are done for tonight. Peace.
Thank you all. Have a good night. Bye bye.